Good afternoon, good afternoon. We're going to be on the subject of Eboni K Williams. But first, before I start on that, here's this.
Buy a dog, die alone. We've heard Kevin Samuels use that phrase many a time. And what does it mean? Well, it means that if you are not the kind of woman that a high value or even a middle value man wants, well, you're just not going to fulfill his needs, support his purpose, and be what any man really is going to want. If you don't keep yourself in shape, show that you weigh more than a linebacker, okay, and clearly showing you have no discipline to control your own health, that implies no discipline. And we don't care about your string of credentials. That bears no importance on our purpose and our plans and goals, none whatever. So if you say, I have a PhD, we don't care. We simply don't. So basically, if you are not showing, ladies, that you are companionable to a man to help him with his purpose and what he's about, that's why Kevin says, buy a dog, die alone, because it's the only companionship you're going to be able to afford and have. And the only creature that is going to do your bidding.
Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, please.
Etc.
Please tap screen, tap screen, tap screen.
We talk to you later, folks. Alas.
And here's something else, too.
It's not you, brother. It's my requirements. I require dates. I require flowers. I require morning texts. I require someone I can rely on. I require truth. I require stability. I require a backbone. I require strength. I require someone that's spiritually inclined. I require growth. I require originality.
No, notice all this I. There's no us or no we anywhere. It's I. Look at
I
that.
require a leader. It's not you. By no means is it you. It's my requirements.
Y'all say yes. Y'all get so sexy when they be this and them a be.
Lions, let's look and see what it means to be delusional.
Heather brought me her list of requirements, so let's check them out. He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, must love dessert, and can't be anti-sugar. But there's some more requirements, so let's take a look at these.
Oh, Lord.
Must be honest, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date.
Stop. Man, based on your list alone, it tells me you're a headache. Your list tells me you're a headache.
No flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, and must never wear sweatpants. What?
I mean, those are basic.
Guys, let me get one of the pillars over here. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner.
Wait a minute.
Be self-centered.
Wait a minute. He had to put more of her list on a second TV. Tap the screen, please. Tap the screen.
Cocky, must love dogs, can't own a dog from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, and can't own a cat. The hell, what?
What's wrong with her?
I mean, my dog never fought with me.
That's because your dog ain't got to live up to all them damn requirements.
You need help.
Your Your dog probably going to hell. Woo. Man, damn, glad I'm a dog. We're not done yet. We get
Lord.
another pillar. In fact,
Oh, Lord. Really?
yeah. Let's bring all of them in here. You ready? Must be in shape. Can't have six-pack abs. Can't have six-pack abs. Can't be too skinny. Can't have a runner's physique. Can't be stronger than me.
Ma'am, buy a dog and die alone. You are delusional. Buy a dog and die alone.
Can't be obsessed with sports. Can't be a hunter. Can't own a boat. Can't be a gamer. Can't be materialistic. I'm out.
That would be out.
Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, Lord.
Must respect
What?
must respect a gluten-free diet. Can't be too close to family and friends. Must open doors for me.
Wait a minute.
Must
wait a
be.
minute. We're 3 minutes into this video, and he is still reading her list. He ain't even got to the end of her list.
Be willing to move someplace warm. Must love traveling. Can't brag about traveling. Oh, we can go there, but you can't tell nobody. Must maintain eye contact. Can't be a party boy. Can't be intimidated by me. Favorite season what? Favorite season cannot be fall. There's more. We ran out of pillars.
Oh,
So if you're looking
Lord.
for a guy with all of that,
Yeah.
I don't know that he exists.
No.
He don't
no,
exist.
He doesn't exist.
A
He
person
don't.
with a lick of sense knows that a man meeting all those requirements does not exist. But she believes, or was convinced to believe, that this man is on his way into her life. Man, the delusion is real.
You don't
Okay.
think so?
Well, let me ask you something. Been 8 years.
I've dated a lot since then.
In these 8 years, she has been going from man to man, otherwise known as being ran through. Y'all say yes. Y'all get so sexy. And her Mr. Perfect has yet to show himself, and she does not realize what the problem is. Damn.
Okay, so let me ask you. You got another 8 you want to do just like?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
This is part of the modern woman problem these days. Time does not wait for anyone.
Time waits for
and
no
they have
one.
A
Exactly.
million requirement for a man. The next 8 years will pass by for this lady just like the previous 8.
Tap
and she
screen,
will be
tap
no
screen,
wiser.
tap screen.
Okay.
Tap screen,
Do you
tap screen,
understand
tap
what I'm
screen,
getting at?
please.
I'm just trying to
Please
help you.
tap
guys.
Yeah.
screen. Tap screen for me, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I just looked over there and I forgot I must maintain eye contact.
These women never say what they bring to a man who will fulfill their requirements. It's always a one-way street.
Always.
Foolishness. Let's take a look at these hyenas who are telling younger women to be as delusional as they are.
Ladies, why is it important not to settle as a black woman? I know this is easy, but Claudia, since nobody
please.
never gets to go to you first, tell me why it is so important for black women to not settle.
Because we have it the hardest out of everybody.
No, you don't.
We have double
No, you do not.
minority status.
Lies.
And you do twice the work, half the pay, half the respect. So
Claudia Jordan, you are a damn liar. Women do not have it harder than men. You're a liar.
damn it, we deserve to not have to settle. And I know it seems like it's like easier sometimes, like, well, you know, statistics always tell us only 35% of women, black women, will get married, and mostly gonna be single, and after a certain age it's a wrap. So we kind of sit there and say, well, I'll share, or I'll compromise on this, or maybe he's not all I want, but he's
You ain't
better
got no
than
choice
nothing,
but
or
to
he's better than
compromise,
nothing.
sweetheart.
Hell to the no. Absolutely the F no.
And let me say this here. Whether women like it or not, once you hit 35, even if you're a single woman with no kids, you got to make a deal. That's just the way it is.
And sometimes it's hard when someone's like pretty good, but there's some things that really don't sit well with your spirit. And you try to sometimes force a square peg into a round hole, and you find yourself frustrated because you're like, ugh, because you're settling. And when you feel that feeling where it's like, damn it, something is still not sitting right, you have to walk away, as hard as it is, and have faith that when you do that, the thing that you like, we're not going to settle for, will come into your life. And it usually does when you're not expecting it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
What does double minority status have to do with compromising?
What?
Yes, compromise, that bad word. This woman is almost 50 years old and has been associated with a number of men over the years. Not one of them was good enough for her requirement list. A relationship means compromise, Miss Jordan. And
And the thing is, y'all modern women do not want to compromise. And I'm going to point that out here when I go in on Eboni K Williams here on the screen.
Nina has not learned that lesson as yet. She will be dying alone with her dogs and her cats.
Where's my microphone to drop?
That's big facts, Miss Claudia. Now, Miss Vivica, what are your thoughts on
I concur with Claudia 100%.
And I'm also going to say this too. If you are a woman over the age of 50 and on the dating market, you are no longer in winter. You have entered the ice age. That is it. That is all. Enjoy your ice age.
As a matter of fact, my girlfriend who just spoke, I told her that we had a nice little talk. And you and I.
Yeah.
That I told you, you never keep smiling until God sends you your king. Don't settle. And I feel that way to tell that to other ladies. Because, you know, we go through stuff we ain't got no reason going through. Because we like, but I'm this, but I'm that. And doesn't he see how much I care? And blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. When you learn as a woman that as much as you give, you deserve to get back, if not more. Today, it's incredible to me that a friend of mine on her page, I was just scrolling through some of her posts, and that speech by, what was Trevor Noah, the comedian before he retired?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he says, if you want to learn something, everything I learned it from a black woman. If you want to find out about who's going to be the strongest, if stuff gets crazy and when it gets crazy, it's going to be a black woman. And that speech that he
That
gave
is
when he was
taken
retiring
way out of
from his show
context.
brought tears to my eyes because we forget how special we are. We forget our power and how much we hold things together for our families and finally for each other. Don't settle. You don't have to. If someone don't get you, to hell with them. And I mean that.
Damn, this woman is bitter as hell. I wonder
Very
who did her
bitter.
wrong. Ladies, God ain't.
And I'm going to say this too about Vivica. Ever since she got dumped by 50 Cent, Vivica has been bitter and angry ever damn since.
Ain't gonna send you no man. Ain't gonna happen. Just like how you were told to go study and get your degree, you didn't say, hey, God gonna send me a degree and send me to study. No, you get up and go do your work. You also need to go study how to get your lion. Understand what lions are looking for and strive for that if you want a lion. Vivica Fox is 58 years old, and like Claudia, she's unable to keep any of the men she has been dating over her entire life. Young woman, you need to ask Miss Vivica why she can't keep a man when women who are not as fortunate as she is have no problems keeping a lion. this lady here is another one that's going to die alone, or she's going to die in Claudia's bed. You know what I mean?
Lisa Ray.
That part.
What else can I say behind all of that? I mean, I concur.
Okay.
And I was going to make this broader. I don't think anybody should settle because it's going to do one or two things. It's going to hinder you or make you feel like you are stuck in a place in which you're going to get, you're going to harden and be bitter. And you're not going to feel good or loved. It's just a little while that you'll try to make sense of what decision you made before you realize, hey, I'm just really not happy. What is good for me is keeping the foundation of any relationship, and that's the friendship. That is what makes you like each other and respect each other. I'd rather curve the relationship towards that as I see it's going south, so I can then say, hey, it's cool. You can't be this, but we can remain this. It's all good. You'll still have each other and each other's lives at some point, but not just at that point and that level. And you got to respect it. I just need to be happy all the way around. And I'm a tough cookie. I can, take it, you know what I mean? And say, oh, well, I can just let this fizzle on out because I've been gone a long time ago. So when he gets the clue, then he'll come around, I can do that very well. But if it doesn't serve me, then I know eventually I'm not going to serve it or serve him well either. So you might as well cut it off right in the beginning.
Lisa Ray is the only hyena so far that came within an inch of making a lick of sense. Just an inch. One thing I wonder when I hear these ladies speak is that, do they know that men settle, aka compromise, all the time? And
we always compromise.
But these hyenas
always
believe they are better than men and don't need to reciprocate. The foolishness. Miss Ray is 58 years old and single. Unless she is going to compromise, otherwise known as settling, she will be joining Vivica and Claudia for a many girls' trip to Jamaica to get their groove back for a week or so. You see me?
I know that's right, and I agree with everybody. And I just want to throw in there, if you're not settling, what's the alternative? What are you thinking? Are you thinking that by settling, someone else is going to come to your rescue and fix and paste everything?
Thank you.
Miss Selena Johnson is the only married one of all these four hyenas, and she would like all you young ladies who watch this talk show to believe that when she found her husband, she did not compromise on anything. That's a big ton load of gold that she's trying to sell you. That's practically impossible. Okay? So you have all these ladies on here lying to young ladies, filling their head with a bunch of nonsense, telling them don't compromise. And young ladies, listen to these ladies at your own peril. That's all I gotta say. My advice for you is to go find some older couples, people who've been married for decades. Talk to them. Okay? Don't believe these hyenas, because you're gonna lead you down the wrong path. And I have enough of this nonsense. I'm out, man. Hold tight. I'm gone again. Bumbo clot.
Let's get into it. Get into this Eboni K thing here. Here we go. Now we're going to get into Eboni K.
Opening of its new store in Lawrence, Wednesday, September 24th at 9 a.m. Find us on East.
I've been out of the dating game for a very long time. But when I was in it, I was good at it. But I felt a lot of pressure. I felt like I needed to find this partner and check off all these boxes.
What the hell is she talking about?
Clock in the back of my head. I was thinking, you've got to find someone who wants to be a husband, who wants to be a father, who wants to be in that fairy tale with you. And as a black woman, I didn't feel like I had a lot of choices. I felt like you either get the chance to have your professional life and be a wife and a mother, or you don't get that at all, and all you get is the job and the success. And I don't regret anything about what I did or how I did it. But I do realize now in retrospect that I did have choices. And even though I was being told that it was this or that, there's actually a lot of in between. And I could have just sort of fashioned it in sort of an a la carte version of what actually worked for me. The numbers don't lie. Most black women are single. And the truth is, we need to...
Okay, let's skip through this shit.
I am here with a very dear friend for an incredibly special conversation. Miss Eboni K Williams is here at the podcast today. Sis, thank you for being here.
Danielle, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to have this time with you, especially.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. That means a lot. And, you know, I feel like every time we talk, we cut up. So I'm really...
Yeah, we're going to try to be on our best behavior.
You know, we don't have to.
Yeah. That's fine. Maybe on the week.
Exactly. So, when on the Pregnant Pause podcast, I like to start episodes with a segment called Same Thing. And it's sort of reflective of my very real-time motherhood journey where, like, you know how it is when you're meeting a new mom and you're like, what do we have in common, right?
Yeah, sure.
We have quite a bit in common. We are sorors. Okay? So, I love that. And we actually, I remember when we first...
Yay, woohoo, y'all sorority sisters. Yay.
And wrote a profile on you for Scary Mommy.
Yes, which was amazing. Such amazing writing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Gosh, we could have been on... I could have talked to you for hours.
And I think we did talk.
We talked for a long time.
Okay, let's get to this BS.
Who don't know, you chose to have your daughter Liberty by yourself via
Translation, she chose to have a test tube baby because she couldn't make it work with a man.
IVF with donor sperm.
Yes, I did.
And we will include, like I said, we'll include the Scary Mommy show, the Scary Mommy story.
Here's the question I have. Why could you not make it work with the white guy you had during the pandemic? Oh, hold on. Let me answer that question. She couldn't make it work with the guy she had during the pandemic because Eboni, in her selfish and narcissistic mind, thought that a man should pick her over his own children. That's why Eboni is here alone with a child and no man.
And we will include, like I said, we'll include the Scary Mommy show, the Scary Mommy story in the show notes. And so folks can read that. But I do want to talk a little bit about your story and your decision to become a mother. And I want to talk a little bit about titles, but we'll get into that. But let's start with your story. Let's start with your decision to have Liberty on your own.
I think decision is the right place to start, right? Because so much of this, and I say this with privilege.
First off, you had that child because you had the test tube baby because the test tube baby was your only chance to be a mother. Since every other solution you had failed. If you weren't such a nasty, narcissistic, and borderline evil person, you could have had your child the way that God intended it. But instead, you chose to play God in order to get your child. Congratulations.
With privilege, I want to state as many times as possible about this conversation where I'm standing in point of privilege. Right. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
I think all of this becomes kind of disingenuous and kind of like not...
1 second, y'all. 1 second.
Gloss over those parts. That's right. So I was able to make a decision.
Right.
And I say that with great intensity and intentionality in the year 2025.
Yes.
Right? Where all too many women.
Hold on.
What can you tell me about the Baron?
With great intensity and intentionality in the year 2025.
Yes.
Right? Where all too many women are not able to make decisions about when and how and if they become mothers.
Right.
So I'm going to make a decision that says,
Please, one.
somebody who aspired to motherhood. I think I want to start with that premise.
Bird babble.
What's the word? Kind of assumed I would be a wife at some point, and I was.
Right.
I was briefly married, literally a year and some change, in my late 20s, amicable divorce. Nothing to see here, ladies. We'll move on.
And look at how dismissive she is about her marriage. Pay attention to how dismissive she was about her marriage.
Wish that man well. And then decided I really, I was a
And look at that. She couldn't even say the man's name. Look at that.
pretty bad wife in the sense that, nothing salacious, nothing. I just was so focused on my dreams, my ambitions, my aspirations.
And that's why her marriage failed. Because it was about her. She did not have the capability to put her and her husband at the time equally. And that's why her marriage failed. And every relationship that she's been in has failed, because with a person like Eboni, she has to be front and center 24/7. Eboni does not have the mindset capability to put other people first. She don't. And in my opinion, will she put this child ahead of herself? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Because when I heard that Eboni was pregnant, I was like, who did she get pregnant by? And then when I found out that it was a test tube baby, I said, oh Lord. And with Eboni's personality, I, honest to God, feel sorry for this child. Because in my opinion, Eboni, she has a selfish personality. She does. And that's why I worry for this child.
My aspirations, and frankly, kind of my agenda, and I was immature enough and inexperienced enough to believe that.
And you still are.
And being even, I guess, married to me even meant going along with that agenda. It meant if you love me enough, you're gonna kind of go my way, or more or less, here is the highway.
Nope. And that's where you screwed up, Eboni. See, the man wasn't supposed to get on your page. You were supposed to get on his page. And that's where you screwed up at.
And I say that in retrospect, having grown and learned so much about how horribly erroneous that method is and was. So when I came out of that divorce, I had a real clear intention, and this is what I always say to young ladies or people, period, that are kind of, is marriage week. I say, I want you to think about if you were to go start a business tomorrow, would you want to pursue your business in a joint venture format, right? Where you willingly and enthusiastically invite collaboration? Yeah. Where from the logo to the tagline to the cadence of, when you distribute and how you distribute your product, and we're doing this together, and I like yellow and you like red, and what do we think? If you like that functioning, I think you could be maybe a good candidate for marriage. I'm dead serious. What you said? That's real. And
That's real.
or there's something called solo proprietorship, right? Where the buck stops with you.
Translation, ladies and gentlemen. Ebony K does not have it in her to compromise with anyone. Meaning, she just needs to buy a dog and die the fuck alone. That's just how it is. She is incapable of compromise. Compromise to a person like Eboni K Williams does not compute in their mind.
But also the responsibility stops with you.
Yes.
The surplus, the debts, the liabilities, and the assets.
It's all on you.
It's all on you.
Right.
And it was so clear to me, especially coming out of my divorce, that I am a sole proprietor for life.
You said.
Did we talk about this?
Translation: buy a dog, die alone. Rest in peace to the Godfather Kevin Samuels.
Maybe you were like, I don't like group projects.
I don't like group projects. I don't like business partners. I don't. It's not for my functioning. So my preferred way to navigate the world is in a solo capacity. So getting to your question, that was the driver of my decision to. So by the time a whole bunch of stuff happened, I had an engagement. I ended that during the pandemic. We all went through a global pandemic.
Right.
We named that.
We did.
And for us, because we're age peers as well, you come out more or less on the other side of that pandemic, and I'm 38, 39.
Yes.
I'm quickly approaching 40.
Yes.
And I don't say 40 as a doomsday, right, to anyone listening. But I do say it with kind of some pragmatism around biological impact of fertility.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm sure the physician...
Sit back for a second because my back's starting to hurt.
And also a point of privilege. I had a soror personally tell me her story of egg freezing when she was in her early 30s. Right. We were colleagues at the time. We were chapter sorors. I had no...
I'm going to say this loud and clear. Anytime a woman has to go to the resort of freezing her eggs, when you freeze your eggs, in my eyes, there's nothing more than a sign of desperation. Let's continue.
Intention to be a mother, right? But almost like a little bit of a light flex. I had the disposable income. I'm doing well. I'm in New York City. Sure. All the cool girls are doing it. Literally, this was like the height of egg freezing parties and all that shit. So why not? I literally did it as a why not. At 34, I froze eggs. I ended up freezing 10 that were viable. We'll come back to that. Coming out of the pandemic, I'm turning 39, and a few things also happened in that pandemic. In addition to deciding what wasn't for me romantically.
Whoa.
School's out, heading into halftime. Looks like they've got Go-Gurt with 2 times the protein.
Come on.
So good.
Come on, let me skip. Come on, let me skip. Come on, let me skip.
I realized that I didn't need, this is my story, a man to save me.
Lies, Ebony. That man left you. You did not leave him. Because I remember in USA Today, it showed that the man left you because you tried to make that man pick you over his children, which makes you a selfish and demonic person. I said that, I meant that. Any woman that would try to make a man who has children pick between her and his children is a demonic person. I said what I said.
This is my story. A man to save me in some of the ways that
tap the screen, please. Please tap the screen, Please tap the screen.
And I think I thought that I needed a man to, position me around power, around wealth, around safety, and around security.
Was the feeling that being partnered, that being in a relationship with a man would help you attain those things, secure those things, maintain those things, all of that?
Certainly sustained,
Ooh,
right? So like I've always had confidence,
Sure.
right, in my ability. You know, I've been practicing law since I was 23 years old. I'm a very educated woman, hardworking. So I never doubted my abilities as much as I had questions around the likelihood of a black woman named Ebony from the South being able to sustain financially and frankly emotionally, in all the ways, the lifestyle and life I wanted for myself long term. So I never doubted whether I could get there.
Right.
I think my insecurity was, could I stay there? And so that's when I think that, again, I had some fantasy around some mythical man, some, you know, man in my head, being the safety net, being an insurance policy, if you will, around making sure it sustains. Right. And then, you know, I'm big on the feelings test these days, Danielle. I'm big on if it doesn't feel good. Like I'm so much better on not caring what it looks like. Yes. I only care what it feels like.
Oh, I love that.
Right, and that's really
liberating.
It's very liberating, yes. And that is the only reason I was able to get to a decision around being a solo mom by choice, because we know what that looks like, and then we're going to get into that and what's the.
Well, I want to say this very loud and very clear. Being a single parent, hold on, let me get this right. Being a single parent is not supposed to exist. Two-parent households are supposed to exist. The only reason why single-parent households exist is because either some of y'all women are sharing someone else's man, or y'all women can't get a man. It is what it is.
Looks like, and then we're going to get into that and what society insists that it kind of looks like, right? But I don't give a shit about that anymore, thank God. I only care about what it feels like. And then I started to really feel like I'm the man that I've been trying to wait to save me. It really was that for me.
Wait a minute. Let's go.
And that did so much for me, Danielle. It did so much for liberating me, but it also gave me a new way to pursue love, which I know we'll also get into in a minute.
One of the things to me that was so refreshing is that Liberty has liberated her mother, right?
And she reversed Uno and me.
In so many ways, right? In so many ways. One of those ways being in your search for partnership, right? In your search for a partner. Now, you've talked quite a bit about dating, and you've been very honest about your standards, you know, for better, for worse, however you respond to that child.
Here we go.
One thing that I think I personally found so refreshing and interesting is that you are now at a place in your life where you can date with a level of freedom that isn't restricted by a biological clock in the back of your head, or even looking for a partner who you know, looking for a partner through the lens of this person being a father, right?
Absolutely.
And so when you're not looking at this person's qualities.
Now, normally, I would say, why would someone want to come in and play another man's save game? But in this case, it really wasn't another man's save game. This here was some weird science experiment.
As you know, when it's not so significant that, like, who are you, who can you be as a parent?
That's right.
It opens up a whole new world. So talk to me a little bit about what has it been like now to date as as a single mom by choice?
It has been so much more fun, and it has been so much more, I just think feasible is the right word I want to use. Because like you said, I want to acknowledge that, you know, my romantic life, which some of has been public because I've chosen to share, has, you know, had challenges like anybody else's.
Right.
Part of my challenge was, and I'm so unapologetic about it, and remains so, is I am somebody who is not a fan of mediocrity in any capacity of my life.
I know that's right. Same.
Yeah, I'm just not. And you're not going to make me feel a way about
That's
it.
right.
This is Buick. Now. Buick. Exceptional by design.
I know that's right. Same.
Yeah, I'm just not. And you're not going to make me feel a way about
That's
it.
right.
You're just not. Because excellence and operating at a constantly living in my ambition
Yes.
has served me
Right.
quite well.
Right. Amen.
Okay, so, and that's how I hold myself to a standard. So I am only going to look for any, and this is,
This is Ebony trying to date like a man. What is it with y'all boss chicks? Y'all have the mindset of men, which is already repulsive to a man anyway. And secondly is the mindset y'all got is the mindset of a man. And then y'all want to try to date like men and think that y'all thinking and moving like men is going to attract men. No, it will not. The only thing that's going to do is it's just going to repel men away from you. Why can't y'all women understand this shit? Why can't y'all understand that the feminine traits and feminine mindset works every single time? Why? Let's get back into this. Stay feminine is your best weapon.
going to look for any, and this is, I don't have no mediocre ass friends.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
You know, so because I really just believe.
I don't know about that, Ebony. If any of your friends, if you or any of your friends had to use student loans to go through college, y'all have no room to talk. I'm just saying.
Believe in the power of proximity.
Absolutely.
You know,
There's no space for it. There's no space for it in my life.
Yeah. Does not compute. So
Tap screen,
that's
please,
the
please
deal for
tap
my
screen.
platonic relationships.
Tap screen,
It's
tap
absolutely
screen,
going to be
please.
the requirement for my romantic relationship.
Correct.
And then to your point, Danielle, adding the fatherhood piece, right? So this must now also be a man who I feel likely to be so aligned around the following: academic pursuits, healthcare and medical, emotional. Let's say, because you never know the child God will give you. Could have special needs.
Right.
Could have gender curiosity.
Sure.
Could have sexual orientation curiosities.
Sure.
Whatever.
Right.
Let's just start with the logistics. I work in a bi-coastal fashion.
Right.
I have a syndicated daytime judge show, Equal Justice, with Judge Eboni K Williams. Check your local listings. Tapes in Los Angeles, but I live and reside in New York City. If I have a project where I need to be here for a certain period of time, I don't want to be like the good sis Halle Berry and be in custody court fighting. I don't want to be like the...
Why is Halle Berry catching strays? That's weird. Halle Berry catching strays for no reason.
Good sis Jodie Turner-Smith.
Right.
Fighting.
Right.
These are the... And I should name my bias, too. I practiced family law for several years early in my legal career.
Yes.
And so I can speak with authority
Right. You saw
on how deeply, horribly contested those issues can be.
Right.
And those challenges can be. And that's not hypothetical to me. I can't afford to be hypothetical about it. These are my circumstances and these are likely my realities.
Right.
And I'm going to just go there and make some folks mad. Because I am a high earner, it's very likely and possible that under certain circumstances with a father and a co-parent, I would end up paying child support for my own child. Again, as Halle Berry is showing us, as Mary J. as you named, black women especially,
that's what I was going to say,
are earning above our male peers.
Absolutely.
Black women are owning homes at higher rates above our male peers.
Right.
And I don't want to have to unalive nobody, Danielle.
Right.
I don't want to have to no.
I'm not mad at you. No, but you're right. Jokes. No, but that you're
right, let's be clear. That's just jokes. The cameras are on.
You're right. I mean, in that, that is a very real thing, possibility that black women have to face, in that we are out earners. We are, you know, we are the most educated demographic in the country.
Yes.
And
of all the races and all the genders.
Absolutely.
Yes. Say that.
And so we are high earners.
Yes.
And that is.
And those liabilities, those potential liabilities exist. So that was a part of my thinking.
Yeah.
This is a part of why this was my choice. You know, I'm walking y'all through all the ins and outs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I said, if there's science that allows, and again, point of privilege. 15 years ago, we wouldn't even be able to have this conversation.
Sure.
So thankful that it's even possible.
Yes.
If there's science that allows for me to potentially bifurcate my love life and my motherhood experience, let me avail myself to that. And let me also name a deficiency. So them folks been waiting on that. As joyous as my year has been with Baby Liberty, if I had to factor in responsibility around also
I'll be right back in a second, y'all. Hold on.
And or even being someone's good romantic partner, in addition to maintaining,
Be right back.
you know, house manager and trying to return to my own identity. I don't know how successful
Class dismissed. Your time is valuable. Class. Don't spend it in courses you've already taken. Class dismissed. Class dismissed.
This class, again.
At University of Phoenix, prior eligible college credits can transfer with you, saving you time. Plus, there's a scholarship just for transfer students. Transfer your eligible credits and earn your degree.
There she is. You ready?
Let's go. I have this client, actor Ozzie Edwards. His girlfriend is missing.
Why is everyone looking at me like it's my fault?
She's lying about something.
I need you to come forward.
This is gonna be a big case.
So you're asking for my help?
I can't with you.
It's no secret that you crave these complex cases, messy criminals. You know you love it.
Shut up.
So really, that's a flex for you. And women, just receive this. Just receive.
Yes.
Women like yourself who do the wife role, the professional role, and the mother role all at the same time, that is a different standard of operation.
Right.
And I am not too proud to admit that I don't feel confident in my competence to have been able to execute all of those roles at the same time, which is why the bifurcation was a good choice for me.
Right. First of all, I received that. And I will admit that's difficult, right?
That's like you tense all over.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I know,
because I don't know that I'm doing.
But you got to hear
There's a
that.
level of self-awareness that you have in so many aspects that I don't even know that I had it. I think that I just thought that's just what you have to do, right? There isn't.
Well, what other option has been shown to us?
But that's why I love while you say choice, because I don't know that I really felt that I even had that choice. It was like, you're gonna either you're going to be a wife and a mother and a professional, or you're not, right? You're not going to get any of those things. You'll be a professional.
Yeah, you'll be the success. You'll be the Oprah model.
Right. It's either or.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of black women that are like, I either get this choice or I get this choice.
You take the full package.
Right.
You take the all-inclusive.
Right.
Or you stay your ass at the house.
Exactly.
And what we're seeing now is that there's more a la carte.
More, absolutely.
That you can customize it and build it how you want.
Actually, in black women's best interest to customize it and build it how they want.
You want.
How
yes.
you want.
Yes. And there's some women who, and this is why I say this single mother by choice thing is not for everybody, Danielle. I was very comfortable in my choice of bifurcation. But like, I have some close girlfriends who are considering it. They're in their either late 30s or early to mid 40s. And I don't recommend it for them. Let me tell you why. Because it's a real thing to sit in a prenatal doctor's appointment in a pregnant posture and be there by yourself. And not have the wife or the husband or the babe, wherever your situation is, holding your hand, rubbing the belly. When you get home that night, making the salt bath for your feet. And I respect and deeply connect when I hear black women tell me that's how I want it. Right. That's how I want it. Yes, I want the baby. Yes, I want to be the teacher and the caretaker and the mother. But I also want my man. Right. I want the partner. Or my lady. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's real. Yeah. And I also will not stand in a posture of shame around that. You get that. That's how you want it, sis. If you get that and you deserve that and you don't settle for anything less than. Because matter of fact, here's the cautionary of that. This is very important. If that's really how you want it, and you have not done the work to breed that setup before you go on this single mother by choice thing, you are doing both yourself and your child.
The whole single motherhood thing that's going on is not supposed to exist.
Tremendous disservice. Because then that child, and I believe in the unborn child, receiving energy. I mean, it's proven in science. Right. And no child deserves to be born in the midst of your deep grief. Right. Around a preferred version of your experience.
Or to sustain some level of resentment.
All of that.
Absolutely. You're setting yourself and your child up for failure.
Yes, and many of us are the result of that. Hello, somebody. We maybe didn't have the language or whatever, but if we think through some of our own origin stories, how many of our mothers were grieving either husbands that were insufficient or not there, or that they thought the man was going to stay until he decided he wasn't. Figure that out on the front end. Yes. And if that is really where your heart...
You know what? Let me be real for a second. Some of us out here are products of one-night stands. Some of y'all are products of side chicks. Some of y'all are products of grapes. Some of y'all are even products of a second family. So what is she talking about?
Part is to honor that, right? But again, for me, who would just...
And I'm going to say this too. The main reason why single motherhood is not supposed to exist, rest in peace to the Godfather for saying this. You are supposed to marry before you carry.
Arrived at a very different place. Right. I was really able to sit in full celebration in my solo capacity, in those spaces, in those waiting rooms, in the delivery room. And this was really my fantasy. Right. Danielle. This was my, if not fantasy, certainly preferred way to have this motherhood experience.
Why?
Very important.
Why?
I love that.
Why did you find comfort in doing motherhood alone? That's weird.
You got to live your fantasy. I love that your fairy tale.
My version of the fairy
Your
tale.
version of the fairy tale came true.
Yeah.
I want to lean into the title.
That is
Single
weird.
Mother by choice, right? Because as we also talk about, okay, statistically we know that Black women are single.
Pause. And who the hell wants to be a single mom by choice? Who? Why would you want to be a single mom by choice? And that's again, that is weird. That's weird. Let me unplug this.
Single mom comes with a lot of baggage, right? In our culture, in Black culture, there is a lot of tropes and trauma, and it just shame around single motherhood.
Shame.
So
it is supposed to be shame around single motherhood. What is we talking about?
How are you
It's supposed to be shame.
understanding of what a Black single mother is?
Yes. I love the title. This is a hot take. This is a hot take in the community of those of us who parent alone.
Yes.
With intention. I love single mother by choice because I think the by choice piece is so congruent with the way I value this process. I acknowledge myself as an outlier.
Yeah.
I think this is important centering for this whole conversation, Danielle. I think anybody looking at me and Liberty and my story and feeling inspired by aspects or curious about others, other pieces of it, I think that is wonderful, and I invite it, and I'm more or less an open book about it.
Yeah.
But by no means am I saying come one, come all, and do it this way.
Yes.
I think that there are some things about my background, some things about my spiritual gifts.
Tap screen, please. Please tap screen, tap screen, tap screen. Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, please.
Now, so that's what I wanted to get to. So in the community of those of us that mother in solo capacity, most reject the label single mother by choice because they would say, this wasn't my choice.
Right.
They would say, no, I'm only a single mother with intention, many have said, or a solo mom, as some just prefer to call them. So they just leave it there. I'm just a solo mom. Because I wanted to have the man.
Right.
Now, please, let's skip this shit.
Because even though you might not be looking, even though you are not looking necessarily for another parent.
Right. How this man shows up in her life will matter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So how does that impact character? How you date?
Eboni K. Ain't no self-respecting man's gonna walk up into this. I'm sorry. Ain't no self-respecting man that's gonna walk up into this. I'm sorry. End of discussion.
Now, Danielle, in addition to being a mother in my own circumstances, I now have full and complete access to most any room I want to be in. Right? In the world, actually.
Yeah.
And certainly in New York City. So while I have gone on dates, even that's off the table. Like, I'm no longer dating for experiences. I'm dating purely for connection. Oh, I love that. And it doesn't matter if we're on the couch watching Netflix, or we're in the Michelin star restaurant, or we're in the Greek. Now it's really the vibe. It's really the connection.
It sounds fun.
It is fun. That's what I'm telling you. It's been fun. So have I met Mr. Lifetime Command?
You is delusional. Let me skip on cause I can't take this anymore.
I guess you think there's maybe a little bit of that because of how we as a Black community think about baby mama.
So let's run it back. For sure that, but let's also talk about how we got some of that shape. Can we talk about and this is even back enough enough, let's just start with the Reagan era. Okay. Let's just start with the welfare.
Why are you taking this to Reagan?
Let's just start with the literal public humiliation cast upon black women of an entire generation. Again, of course, this happened, much earlier in our lived experience on this country. But we're 80s babies.
Yes.
So let's just start with our
right.
of this very curated, by design, form of white supremacy. Can we name it? Okay.
Come on, really?
Designed to shame, humiliate, and dehumanize black women at our very essence. And unfortunately, like so many aspects of white supremacy, sometimes we take on that word. Right. Sometimes
Really?
we become some of the worst perpetrators.
This is where we're going?
So then we have both black men and black women participating in a shame conversation that wags the finger at the young black girl that gets pregnant and keeps the baby. Right. Or wags the finger at the middle-aged black woman who maybe already has 2 kids but finds herself pregnant and now your baby mama again, so to speak. And I think it's very, 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 very sad, because what we miss in that conversation is, number one, the fact that it is these black women that became mothers who stayed. They stayed. Right. But whatever the circumstance, they rolled up their sleeves and they got it done. Yes. And they raised entire generations that we stand upon their shoulders. That's number one. Right. So how dare we shame? How dare we? But we do. We were talking in the green room before we started recording. I think it says a lot when Cardi B, going through a separation and divorce with her, I guess, estranged husband, now Offset, and the most visceral, violent, kind of derogatory thing he could call her and refer to her, I won, I made a baby mama out of you.
Here's my question. Where did Offset lie at? Oh, the first part about him making her a baby mama, Offset is wrong on that. But the part where he says, I won, where did Offset lie? Offset did win, because Charlie chose to become a baby mama. Offset didn't make Cardi B a baby mama. Cardi B chose to be a baby mama. Get this.
Of all the things, right? All the things. This is 2025. We got a lot of things we could be. Right. We do. That was the most horrific undermining of her success, her status, and her societal value. And he knew it. And he knew it, and everybody that heard it in that
What value does Cardi B have to society?
The term baby mama and single black mama can be. And so much of my...
What value does Cardi B have to society besides her music and her children? What value does Cardi B have?
Danielle, and I was so grateful to you and the publication to be able to tell so much more of my story beyond just the eggs and the embryos piece, and that's important. But let's get to like the psychology. Let's get to the emotional, the broad.
Let our soft, gentle curve.
I'm done with this bird brain.
Dove Beauty Bar, made with 1/4 moisturizing cream, nourishing without stripping the skin. The Dove Beauty Bar, shaped by your beauty since 1957.
The broadness of the freedom and the choice, and to do the thing you already do, black woman listening to this, and I want you to know that you can apply it to motherhood and to your love life. Let me prove it to you. How many black women do you know, and I know, that went to med school, went to law school, got their MBA, were career teachers, were educators, nurses, social workers, and now they sell cupcakes. And now they write books. Now they have business coaching workshops. As black women, we're not foreign to choice. We're not. Well, that's bullshit. We're not afraid of going down a path, saying this path is cool, but let me look around the corner because something else might be greater for me. We do it in our professional lives all the time. You know, because I'm hearing you frame this, you know, beautiful story of courage and liberation and choice.
Okay, I'm
as
done.
It relates to single motherhood.
I'm done. I can't take no more of this bird babble. I'm done. See y'all later. Peace. I'm done.